We're live.
All right. Good evening, everyone. It is 6:01. Welcome to this meeting of the Fern Bluff Municipal Utility District Board of Directors. This meeting has come to order. Roll call of directors. All directors are present with the exception of Jessica Stemko. All right. At this time, let's take the Pledge of Allegiance. Director Barnes, would you like to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
And be honored. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Director Barnes. All right. Let's jump to agenda item 3, citizens communications. Ms. Linda Faber, are you ready to speak? Thank you. We are ready, and just kindly ask you to limit your comments to 2 minutes.
Transparency should never require intervention from the Office of the Attorney General, yet that is exactly what happened here. For many months, this board chose to withhold deed enforcement records that I requested under the Texas Public Information Act. After reviewing the matter, the Attorney General ruled that those records must be released. That ruling came at a significant cost. It cost the taxpayers the time spent by district staff, your attorney and his wife, and the Attorney General's office. It delayed access to records that the law ultimately required to be disclosed. None of that benefited the residents of this district. Although I appreciate that the records have now been produced, my work is not finished. I have not yet reconciled what I originally requested against what has actually been delivered. I assure you that I will complete that review, and if responsive records remain missing or improperly withheld, I will file additional complaints with the Attorney General as provided by law. I also have questions regarding the handling of these Public Information Act matters. Based on information currently available to me, I understand that Melissa T. Evans may be employed by the Texas Education Agency while also assisting with Public Information
Mr. President,
Act matters.
I believe that under the
I'm reclaiming my time.
Under the Texas Open Meetings Act, it does prohibit citizens from disparaging or attempting to discredit officers within a board meeting. So I'd kindly ask that you get a handle on Ms. Fob up there.
Can you please refrain from using names in the name of the quorum?
That is not part of the Public Information Act. You can't control what I say. I want to reclaim my time, please.
Please proceed.
While also assisting with Public Information Act matters and communications related to her husband, Zach Evans. If that understanding is correct, I believe it raises legitimate questions regarding the use of state time and resources. To answer those questions with facts rather than speculation, I intend to submit a request to the Texas Education Agency for any public records documenting time accounting, leave usage, or other records that may clarify whether state resources were used appropriately. Public confidence is built on transparency, not resistance. The PIA exists because government records belong to the people, not the government. Every unnecessary delay, every unsupported exception, and every dollar spent resisting disclosure undermines the public trust. I encourage this board to embrace transparency voluntarily rather than requiring the Attorney General to compel it. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Do we have anyone else for citizens communications? All right, seeing none, we will jump to the next item on the agenda. Let's do parks maintenance with Mr. Brian Schmidt. Would you please brief us on your latest efforts on behalf of the district?
Okay, so landscape maintenance, that's typically where I start. Obviously still doing weekly maintenance. We're starting to do cutbacks in all the gardens. We typically will have that done a little bit sooner than this year, but with all the rains in June and July, the grass has been going gangbusters. So probably a week to 10 days behind that. I would think that within the next 2 weeks, we'll go through and have all the gardening and bed maintenance. taken care of. So I would expect that to be done by second week in August. After that, we pretty much don't do a whole lot until fall. After that first cold front, we'll start to trim back some more stuff and get our fall blooms going. So that's it for maintenance. Irrigation, we did our irrigation checks, not this past weekend, the weekend prior. Made all the repairs this past weekend. And like I mentioned in the June's meeting, we're basically maximizing everything that we can do within the watering requirements set in place by the city of Round Rock. So that hasn't changed, our run times. But we went through and checked everything. Weren't significant repairs, but those repairs nonetheless have been made. The annual color, that's the flowers. We do that here at the community center and then at each park sign. I think we have 2, maybe 3 park signs that we still have to do. That'll be done by the end of the week. The flowers here look fantastic. I fertilized them this past week. There's one section that's struggling. It unfortunately is right outside the general manager's office window. That valve had a leak, a slow leak, and the vinca that we planted, they like drier conditions. So when that valve had a slow leak, it took a few weeks by the time we diagnosed it and got out there to fix it. I'm going to go ahead and remove all those flowers, and I still have access to those flowers, so I'll go ahead and replace those, and that's under warranty. So outside of that, we've got a couple of parks that will install flowers at the monument signs. Turf management. This time of year, we're not fertilizing. It's so hot. We're not fertilizing. It's too early to do pre-emergent. So not a whole lot to report there. I did notice along the backside on Creek Bend, in the Bermuda grass there, we do have some weeds coming up there. So I've contacted True Green, and they're going to be coming out. And again, that's per contract. They're going to come out and treat that section this week, and then they'll do a follow-up 3 weeks after that. So I would say like by the end of August, they'll do that. After that takes place, we're not going to be doing anything until fall pre-emergent, fertilization, fall pre-emergent. At that time, we'll also aerate all the ball fields. So that's really June, July, August, first part of September. We're really not doing a whole lot in terms of turf management. But when if we need to do like a post-emergent weed application, it's kind of just based on where we need it. It's not across the board. So I do have them scheduled. I contacted them yesterday. So they're going to get back to me on exactly what day. I'll communicate that with Hector and let you guys know about that. Green belts. So love the fact that we filled up our lakes and we have water to drink. In my little world, I'm grateful for it, but the green belts are growing like crazy. We're trying to keep up. Since the last time we spoke, I think the last meeting I spoke that I hadn't done this before. I went through Kubota of Georgetown. They delivered a tractor with an 8-foot shredder attachment. So we were able to mow all the wildflowers and I would say 80% of the green belts in 3 days. Whereas typically we tackle one section at a time and it takes about a month. And I know Janie and now Hector, they tend to get some negative feedback on that. So we were able to knock most of that out in 1 week. That being said, the tractor that we rented is about 7 to 8 feet tall. So if you really walk these green belts, most of you guys do, you can't get underneath a lot of these trees because the limbs are lower than 8 feet. So now we're going back in with my smaller zero-turn mowers and weed eaters and getting in those tighter areas. And we started that process 2 weeks ago. Today we knocked out from Fern Bluff Park, back of Fern Bluff Park, all the way to Harryman along Stone Canyon swimming pool. The next area that we're going to tackle is Brightwater Greenbelt. After that, as Hector said, rinse and repeat. We'll be back at help me out here. Oak Brook. That's where we start. We start at Oak Brook, and then we go down to Olson Meadows, and then we go from there. So next week we'll be at Brightwater. We'll get that knocked out, and then we're back at Oak Brook.
Question.
And
So are you saying, did I hear this right, that in areas where there's less than 8 feet of clearance, you're clearing that out? Is that over sidewalk areas? Is it, or am I misunderstanding what you're saying?
this is just for mowing. We can't get that big tractor where there's low clearance. Over the trails, the granite, whether it be granite or concrete, that's in contract that we keep it 8 to 10 feet, as long as the limbs that we're pruning don't exceed 3 inches in diameter. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
That's, that takes the scope of work beyond what's in contract.
Okay.
And we typically do that in the wintertime
Mhm.
because from November to the end of February, we go every other week for maintenance. So there's 43 visits a year, 52 weeks in a year. So we do we do two visits per month, November, December, January, February. That gets you to 43 instead of 52. In those off weeks, that's typically whenever we go and limb everything up. As the growing season goes on, if there's something that we need to address, we go and trim it. But the vast majority of that happens in the wintertime.
Sorry to interrupt.
No, you're fine.
Please
I
continue.
assume the places you have the most difficulty with in regards to the tractor are around the ponds where the growth is, I'm assuming that.
Well, the 8-foot shredder that I rented is a singular unit. If you look at the highway tech dot, what they mow with, they have 3 decks to where when you go into something with a
With an angle, yeah.
contour, they can kind of get away with a lot more of that. So whenever we get in those spots, yeah, we're not able to do that. And again, I rented it. I'm entertaining. I've spoken to Jeremiah and Hector about this. I'm entertaining buying one just because it saves so much on labor. And I know I've told you guys this 50 times, but our zero turns, they're rated to mow parks and ball fields and stuff. Once we turn them loose in the green belts, they break down all the time. So I'm kind of weighing. I wanted to rent the unit to see how fast we could do it, and then to see if it's worth it to purchase one. It's about $65,000, and that's without the shredder. So 5 guys, their labor rate plus payroll taxes plus the cost of my equipment breaking down almost every week. I'm trying to run those numbers to see if it's a better idea if we just buy a tractor. And I have 2 of my 3. I might be saying too much, but I don't really care. I have two of my 3 work trucks are paid off. My last truck is going to be paid off in December. So that's going to open up some more room for me to purchase potentially a tractor.
Capital
So
investment.
that's why I wanted to rent it to see, okay, how long is it going to take? How much labor does it use? I've been going online to see what the maintenance costs are, what their warranty is. So in a perfect world, I'm going to get a tractor and I can provide a better service to everybody. I don't know if I can afford it, but that's kind of why I did that this year to kind of get that ball rolling and see if it's worth it. I can say that we didn't have, because the zero turn mowers that we use, we mow we mow everything 3 to 4 times to get it knocked down to where people are satisfied with it. If we just, they're this tall with the wildflowers. If we just mowed over that once, it looks like, you know what? I mean, we got to go over it this way, back the other way, horizontally. I mean, we cut it in every direction. This tractor, we mowed over it once and it knocked it out. So I'm trying to figure, I'm going to run the numbers. I've already started, but what's the labor rate versus also equipment cost to repair? Because when it's this tall, I mean, there's rock, you guys know this, there's rocks all out there. These guys are trying to get the job done. They're not stopping and looking at, they're just going, and we're, you know, it has a significant impact on my equipment. So I'll get back to you on that. And yeah, that's what I was saying. So like, so many of these green belts have thickets of oaks and native hardwood trees that, you know, my contract says I got to lift it 8 to 10 feet above parking areas and walkways. If we did that throughout all the green belt, you guys would we could spend $100,000 limbing up all those trees. It's just not, it's not realistic. So it needs to be kind of a combination. These open areas and the green belt areas with flowers, we use the tractor to knock that down. We're still going to use our mowers to get in underneath the trees. We still have to weed eat all of, you know, along the pathways and people's back fences that back up to the green belt. That's not ever going away, but so far I love it. If I didn't have to pay for it, we'd already have one, you know. But I'm crunching those numbers, and I'll let you guys know. And then I was talking with Hector, because if I were to buy one, I don't have a trailer to transport it. So it might be something where we need to work together, where I could potentially store it out here. And, you know, obviously I would have, it would be insured through me. So I would take the liability out of it. But that's kind of what I've been mulling over with Hector and Jeremiah this spring to see how it would go.
How much did you say they run?
It's about 65,000. They
And
have
then the
0% interest.
Shredder
I'm
on
sorry?
top of that is what? How much more?
I'm sorry?
How much more for the shredder?
I don't know. I think it's about 10,000. You guys have a Kubota, and I went and bought one secondhand to where we would have one for you guys, and it's kept at the water tower. I think I paid $2,400 for that one. It's only a 5 foot, a 5 foot shredder. This one's 8, and it would be brand new. So I would think about, I mean, if I had to guess, about 8 to 10,000.
So my question, maybe this is something definitely legal, has to be, what would happen if the mud bought it and leased it out? Is that even? No. Okay.
Shut that one down.
Okay.
It's
I
free to
like
ask,
it.
right?
Can we reconsider?
I like the energy.
Mr. Schmidt, again, thank you for your continued commitment to
I like it.
servicing the mud and trying to keep our parks and green belts and everything trimmed nicely. I appreciate you trying to think the best ways to get things done. You know, spend 20% of your time doing 80% of the work if you can, right, with the larger equipment. But again, thank you for your continued commitment to.
I appreciate that. Yeah. We typically don't get a whole lot of complaints in the parks. I mean, we've been doing it so long. I mean, it's kind of turnkey. Like when the maintenance crew shows up in the morning, they already know what they're doing. They can, and if we break a belt, they repair it in the field. I mean, we have great guys working for us. Where we run into issues, and it might not ever go away, because one person wants the green belts to be cut at 4 inches. You cut that green belt at 4 inches, their next door neighbor says, "What the heck did you just do to our wildflowers?" I don't know that I'll have the answer, and you guys might not either. I've always said this: one man's weed is another man's wildflower. So I've never won at the green belts, but I do like when the green belts or when the wildflowers do go to seed and it's time to cut. Based on my labor, my staff, and my equipment, it takes 4 to 5 weeks to go through and cut everything. So you've got people going, these wildflowers have been dead for over a month. What are we paying for? What are we doing? It just takes that long. When we rented the tractor, we banged it out in 3 days. We still have to go in and fine tune underneath the trees and do some weed eating and all that, but 90% of it was cut in 3 days. You know, I would love to be able to provide that service for you guys. So and again, I'm almost done paying off my trucks, and I won't have any taxable write-offs at that point. So it's like, it might be able to work, but I'm trying to work that out with my bookkeeper too, just to, you know, be fully transparent. I would love to have one. It's easier on the guys. It's easier on my equipment. We can do it in 3 days versus a month. It makes sense. I just don't know if I can afford it, but I hope to be able to do that. And again, Hector and Jeremiah, they've heard this 19 times by now, but I feel like I need to tell you guys this. Moving forward, I only presented one proposal. I don't know if you put it in the packet.
I did not.
Okay. All right.
It's small enough.
Yeah. Any more questions?
I appreciate your dedication to trying to find, solutions to labor problems through capital investment if it makes sense, right? It makes sense on a labor standpoint, but from an economic standpoint, does that investment make sense? And
Yeah, and I
that's
need
tough
my
to do.
when these mowers go down, I need them to cut the parks. You know, it's labor's one part of it. It's also tearing up my equipment.
Yeah.
I got a dead mower in my backyard that I have 2 more payments left on it. And then the residents, in their mind, they want it cut sooner. So I'm losing on my equipment. I'm spending more in labor, and it's taking me longer to provide the product that your residents want. I'm not winning. That's what I told Hector. You might look at it like, well, he doesn't have to mow 40% of it because it's wildflowers. You spend all of that 40% getting it cut down when it is
When it's
time, and it tears my equipment up. So I'd like to find a better solution. And I think when I rented it was awesome. So it's a Kubota 7060 with the 8-inch shredder. And I think they have 0% interest for 3 or 4 years. So I'll let you know.
It's nice when you basically
Sounds
borrow the
cool.
money for free to make the payments. But
Yeah.
It's still a big
And
investment.
also I could market it to where I could do lot clear. I could use this to make money too. It wouldn't just be used out here. So
Right. I mean, it's capital investment, right?
Yeah.
You'd be doing it to try to increase your
yeah, I mean, you guys are
income and profits.
you guys are always the priority. But if I'm not using it out here and I don't have construction jobs sold and somebody wants some lot clearing, I could, a day or 2 on that could make the payment in a month.
Absolutely.
That's my mindset.
Very good.
Thanks.
All right. I guess that's it. Thank you for the update.
Thank you, man.
Much appreciated.
Thanks, sir.
Guys,
Have a good
Brian.
evening.
thank you.
Since we're on parks, is there anything else the Parks Committee needs to consider? Any business from the
I know
parks?
in the report we're
Got
doing
some-
some maintenance stuff and nothing crazy.
You want to do it when we get to your report?
Sure.
Okay, we'll wait till we get to that for that. Okay. Consent agenda. Are there any items to remove from the consent agenda?
No, sir.
None.
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve the consent agenda by Director Barnes,
Second.
second by Director Stemco. All in favor? Motion carries 5-0. Consent agenda is passed. All right. Next item on the agenda is we need to swear in some officers.
Yes, Mr. President, if you would like, we can, guess I could be the swearing in officer here. Give me just a second. We've got Directors Barnes and Stemco, who were duly elected back in May 2nd. So they're carrying on with their duties. Let me pull up those real quick. All right, if you would please stand and raise your right hands. All right. I state your name.
I,
Jessica
Kevin
Stemco.
Barnes,
Do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will faithfully execute
that I will faithfully execute
the duties of the office of Director of Fern Bluff Municipal Utility District
the duties of the officer of the Director of Fern Bluff Municipal Utility District
pretty close, of the state of Texas,
of the state of Texas,
and will, to the best of my ability,
and will, to the best of my ability,
preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution
preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution
and laws of the United States
and laws of the United States
and of this state.
and of this state.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
All right. Congrats.
We have collected statements of officers, Mr. President, and we're just waiting for the swearing in, and I'll file a updated district registration form with TCEQ
Okay.
for Chapter 49. And what else is on our agenda there? Yes, Director's Bonds. We actually have an item for a renewal of your Director's Bonds coming up in a second, but I have confirmed with your carrier that Director's Bonds of $10,000 per director were in place as of the May 2nd election. So y'all are good to go.
All right, so we're good to go on the bonds.
Yes, sir. And again, we've
And
got
the
a,
renewal of. Okay.
that's right. Yeah, the renewal is a separate agenda item.
Oh, we'll have to visit that. That's separate.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The confirmation is just to confirm that the bonds were in place as of the date of the election itself.
Got
That's
it.
right. And the renewal, I believe it was September 1. Do you just want to segue into the director's bonds? Or-
Yeah, go ahead and go into.
Okay, we'll do that one, then we can back up
Then we'll
if you
back
want.
up to the.
Hector, do you have anything particular you wanted to address with the board on the renewal of the director's bonds? It was
Nope,
like
not at all.
September 1 renewal, am I remembering
September
right?
1.
And there's something in the packet on
The-
that, right?
Page 24 and 25. It's basically a $200 renewal, and that check has already been prepared, ready to go. So, and that'll give us renewal for September 26th for the whole next year. So,
Okay. Perfect.
So we'll just need a motion and a vote on that, please, Mr. President.
All right. Do I have a motion to accept renewal of the director's bonds pursuant to section 49.055C of the Texas Water Code?
So moved.
Motion by Director
I'll
Horton,
second that.
second by Director Smith. All in favor? Motion carries 5-0. All right, we're good to go.
Yes, sir. Now, sorry, I hijacked your agenda if you want.
That's just fine. Let's jump to agenda item 6C, reconstitute the board of directors. At this time, we will elect a slate of officers on the board, and we'll go ahead and do committees while we're at it. Let's,
Current committees are on page 26.
thank you. Thank you. All right, do I have any motion for a slate of the, or for the officers of the board?
Motion that we proceed with the same assignments for our
Second.
committees and directors.
Okay,
Second.
motion by Director Horton, second by Director Barnes to consider with the same officer assignments, which are George Sabino, President, Mark Smith, Vice President, Jessica Stemco, Secretary, Kevin Barnes, Treasurer, and Richard Horton as Assistant Secretary and Treasurer. Any further discussion? All in favor? Motion carries 5-0. All right. Officers have been the board has been reconstituted with new slate of officers. If you don't mind, let's do committee assignments now. I'll just read off what the current committees are, and then we can start horse trading or whatever. God bless you. Parks Committee is currently made up of Director Stemko and Horton. Community Center Committees is Director Stemko and Horton as well. Budget and Security Committees are Directors Sabatino and Barnes. Roads and Communications Roads is Director Stemko and Smith. Communications is Director Smith and Stemko, and then Deed Enforcement, which includes ACC, is Directors Sabatino and Horton. If there's anyone who wants a different committee assignment and wants to swap out, make it known now, and then we'll see if we can swap out. Does anyone want to swap out their committee assignments?
I'm happy with mine. I am willing to give up communication since I really am absolutely no help to Director Smith at all. If he needs any help or wants help.
Well, I mean, so far it's all good, but if somebody else wants to be my backup,
No,
I have
you're-
no problem.
Oh, she left. Oh, thank God. I didn't see her leave.
I'm good with mine. Anyone else want any kind of change? Everyone's good?
I think we're good.
No, I'm fine.
One big happy team.
All right, then we will keep committee assignments for now and revisit it if we need to. Great, so committee assignments will remain the same.
Do we need a motion for that, or are we just gonna?
On the committee
Probably
assignments, no,
not.
sir.
I think so.
It's just a paper.
Yeah.
Paper trail.
Awesome. I'll have to redo the list.
Okay, we did the board, we did that motion form, right? Yeah,
Yes, sir.
we did it. Okay. Let's jump, so that, I think that takes care of it in item 6. We did 7. Let's jump to agenda item 8, General Manager's Report, Mr. Operator's Report. Carry on, gentlemen.
Already? Wow.
Let's hear from the dynamic duo over there.
Go from nerd herd to dynamic duo. Wow. That's pretty upgrade, right?
I guess that's a question you ask you. Is that an upgrade?
It's all the same. I've been called worse. So
Sorry.
shall we just go ahead and do 8A?
Sure.
This, for the last month, has been a big thing that I would just love to get off my chest.
Oh, yeah, let's do it.
This regarding the solid waste disposal proposals. The bid tabulation is on page 27. And
Public got serious.
Republic got very serious. I will say I'm impressed by both companies, both outstanding folks. I honestly thought this was going to swing the wrong way, but Republic just decided that they wanted to keep our business. And when you look at over the course of a 5-year contract, which is what I recommend we go with, we'd be looking at saving $262,595. $250,000, a whole lot of money. This bid does not include the composting because that would add 35% to the contract, which just, I mean, right now with our water costs going up, electrical costs going up, I mean, I think every single line has been, bumped up by vendor saying we need more money. So I think doing composting, we could probably look at different options, community by community or whatever. But when it comes to solid waste collection, I think I have no choice but to recommend that we continue with Republic. I mean, they have not been a horrible company. I know we had some hiccups during the freezing, the ice storms and stuff like that. But, who didn't? Exactly.
Yeah, everybody had trouble with that.
So, but yeah,
Just, I think when composting came up at my HOA annual meeting where Hector was our guest speaker.
Mhm.
and one of the residents brought up, and on our town square tool, they brought up composting. So I think that's kind of why he's looping it in, or tried to loop it in, but like you said, it doesn't really make sense for that much money.
Not even close.
This was all done through a request for proposal, right? So that was what, we threw it out there, what would it cost? And you're saying it's 35% on top of other stuff. So to me, that's not economically feasible.
Right.
See, and my question on that, if we went that route and we did pay the extra 35%, what is the ROI on that? How many households are actually going to
Participate.
do that?
I think it's,
I mean,
Right. I mean, it's probably a small, well, I don't know, I can't really say. As I was telling Hector earlier, and even earlier than that, one of our homeowners came up with a service where they would put some kind of a locked container on property, and then people who wanted to subscribe would get the combination or a key to that, and we're able to bring their compost to it, drop it in there, and then they pick it up periodically, whatever it is. So that's an option that they have, and I think once we let them know that we're going without composting, I think the homeowner's going to explore that further in Oak Brook. So there's other options, and we can see, I mean, if out of 501 homes, 350 of them sign up for this thing, maybe there's a message in that, but I don't think that will happen.
And good thing is, Mr. and Mrs. Evans, we worked really well together. Thank you for all the help. We did include having a dumpster, a 20-yard roll-off, intended for the property across the street. That way, operationally, we can dump stuff and just have them haul it. For budget numbers, we put in three haul-offs in a year. Good thing is we have the individual pricing, so if we wanted to do a couple extra haul-offs or whatever, we can do one in Oak Brook, we can do one over here, or something. I mean, they're more than willing to work with us on, special projects like that. So they really stepped it up. They're really serious about wanting to keep our business, and I got no choice but to absolutely recommend going with Republic. So.
And this also, I see, includes the twice a year on-call.
On demand, yes. I think that is one of the best things that,
And it's a change.
yes.
That's
Yes.
something that I think, when would this become, September? Is that when it would become effective, or?
September, yes.
So we could add that in as, into our newsletter, that's a new feature.
So it essentially, I mean, we have an existing contract with them that expires September 30th,
Okay.
but since they're assumably will be awarded this contract, then it would just be a roll right into it, or I mean,
Right.
that's something we can.
Well, I mean, we can, even if we wanted to, we could say, hey, as of September 30th, we're going, they're providing twice a year bulk, on-demand bulk pickup.
Yes, I mean, you put a washer dryer out there, and you tag a refrigerator saying the Freon's gone, you can put that on there. I think it's 4 cubic yards, which is a big amount of stuff that you can put on the roadside and have it hauled away. One drawback, and I think this is across the board, is that most solid waste haulers do not want to pick up bags that are outside of the trash can. So that may be a learning curve for our residents, but they'll have the 2 on demand. And
So in other words, if you have 4 bags of grass with clippings.
no,
or-
grass clippings is fine. That's a totally different. It's just trash.
Okay.
If you put a big old glass
Hefty
trash
bag,
bag on
yeah.
the side, I mean,
Oh,
there's,
all right.
Previously they'd been picking up to 7 bags.
Right.
So I'm trying to get the numbers as far as how many participate in the added bags outside of the trash cans. So
That's kind of tough.
yeah.
These guys count.
Yeah.
Right.
yeah. But I mean, I know the drivers could probably say, okay, well, we down this street we'll do 3.
I mean, if I have more than my big bin of trash, then I have 2 other cans.
Mhm.
I put them in the other cans and put them on the street. So that wouldn't be a problem. It's just the bags, they don't want.
Correct.
But same trash
What,
cans,
Or are they,
where the raccoons can get to it.
are they the same cans that you have now, the lid, and they're
Yeah. it's
From
got-
Republic?
It's not, no. These are just cans I brought with me from Florida, right, that I had to use.
See, would those be the
Just
same as
regular
bags, I
Tra-
think?
trash
They
cans.
they might pick those up because that trash.
Well, they do now.
Okay, well, if they do it
They've
now,
gotta
If
grip
I
it.
put it out there,
do
they
that.
just dump it.
Yeah.
Eat the trash can.
What they're trying to, and what all these guys are trying to move to is the side load where you have one driver comes up to it and these trucks
Oh,
have
yeah.
cameras all over the place
Yep,
and
yep.
they dump it, it's more efficient for them. They don't have to have three people on the truck.
Yeah.
So I can see and I can respect where, they're all trying to do that. And that side loader just won't catch the bags.
No,
That's
well,
kind of
there's, right now they send, 2 trucks, 2 trash trucks. One that with 2 or 3 guys on it,
Mm-hmm.
and then the one with the,
Mhm.
and that guy, I don't know, that guy's been great, because one time I went out there with a bunch of branches, right? And the guy dumped it, and he looked at me, he said, just put them in the thing and I'll dump it again.
Dump it again, yeah, that's cool.
So as far as doing a contract, is there a way that we can get, once again, you're talking about the side lifter thing. I mean, it goes back to labor costs, just like Brian was talking about. I mean, makes sense.
Right.
Is there a way that we can get something in the contract as far as extra trash or or is that something that they're going to say, no, we're giving you a great price and giving you 2 bulk pickups and
They're willing to work with us to a certain extent. There's an option that if it's going to be a continuous, I fill my first one up and I can fill a second one up. There's an option to basically rent another can and have 2 trash cans.
okay.
Okay. So there's a couple different avenues, like the extra 2 pickups.
But
Yeah,
like
that's-
lawn clippings and stuff like that, or
Those will get
they'll
picked
get
up.
that.
Mhm.
But of course,
It's
that
just
doesn't
that
happen very
garbage.
often either.
That's all, yeah, it's in the spring when all the
Yeah.
stupid trees
Yeah.
fall.
Spring and fall.
Yeah.
How are
Okay.
they currently handling when someone puts out those 5 bags of trash or whatever?
They're
Just-
picking them up.
Pick it up.
What about, like, I didn't realize we weren't supposed to do that, but Paul will occasionally put out like a regular sized trash can if we have a project and we've tossed stuff.
Mhm.
Is that also not allowed? Because I want to be compliant.
That's what I do.
That's,
It's
You-
separate-
they're
2
doing it
separate trash
now,
cans.
so, yeah.
So,
So, and that's something that we can write into the contract, once we go negotiate.
okay,
They're willing to be flexible. I mean, if it's something that that the district really wants to be able to pick up 7 extra bags, then,
Yeah.
we can have that discussion.
Sure.
They're open to it. But,
I mean,
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, right now, there's an expectation. Right?
yeah,
So
we may have to,
Yeah.
We want to at least meet the expectation of what they've got,
yeah,
right?
Mhm.
I mean, you're going to have the same service, you're going to put 7 bags of, or 7 bundles of branches, or,
Mhm.
trees,
Right.
whatever. And by the way, you got 2 on-demand bulk pickups now, so hey, anyways.
Mm.
so education, save
yeah,
your,
well,
don't
That's
do
gonna be
it
a big
piecemeal.
Big
Yeah.
part of it, yeah.
Mhm.
Well, there's also a company that's been doing the same thing for us for 5 years. And I think what Hector is saying is that we should it'd be reasonable to expect over the next 5 years, similar service to what we've been getting, and maybe even additional with it. Okay, I need my bulk pickup in March, and I need another one in June. So we have that availability. With that, as long as I'm talking, I'd like to make a motion that we go ahead and accept the bid for Public Services to take up our solid waste disposal services for the next 5 years. Assuming that if there are additional details you need to work out with them, that the general manager can work those details out with Public Services.
May I make sure I'm getting the motion clear.
Okay,
Director Horton,
sure.
was your motion to approve the proposal subject to finalizing negotiations of the service agreement?
Yes, yes, sir. That,
Motion by Director Horton,
Thank you.
I'll second that.
second by Director Smith.
Now, a quick question I have is, okay, so you give us the annual cost for the next 5 years. So was that what I figured it's roughly about a 5% increase each year? That will be stipulated, guaranteed in the contract? Because I know there have been times that we get finished with 3 years or whatever, and they're like, we're gonna raise it however much. So
in this proposal, we wrote in we actually advertised it at a 3% cap. And basically everybody came back is like, oh, yeah, it's like, CPI and all this stuff is like, we want to cap it at 5. So it's like, okay, we'll entertain that. So these numbers are worst case scenario. They cannot go up. They can come down though. So if our CPI, trailing 12-month average is 3%, then we'll do 3%. That price comes down a little bit, but it won't be more than 5%. That's a cap.
So we can write it into the contract, maximum 5% increase.
Yep, absolutely. Yep.
According
and that
to
was part of the proposal request. So.
CPI for transportation and whatever.
Yep.
I'll let the lawyer take care of the language.
Yeah. Well, I've been leaning on them a whole lot, so far so good. I appreciate it.
The one that works for TEA.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm sorry. Mr.
that was out loud, Kevin. We heard that.
What's the line district connections? 1875, what is that?
That's basically how many homes. that they'll
Oh,
be coming
gotcha.
out. And the nice thing is, we have a lot of trash cans at the parks, at the community center. They're including that, as opposed to TDS
Yeah, I
wanting
saw
to
that.
charge $660 extra to pick up our parks and stuff like that. That was just didn't take that one really well. But
And I think going along with the communication piece as far as the extra bags, because most weeks I don't fill up a third of my trash can. But there are some weeks when I'm cleaning and I'm throwing stuff out that I fill that up and maybe at least one more, maybe two. But I think if the communication is out there that says, okay, they're not going to do this anymore, but all you have to do is call, they'll deliver another trash can and pick it up the next week or whatever. I mean,
And this
however
is the,
we
this is
wanna-
the extra cost to you, because it's not a cost.
But
to
that
the
would be an
district.
annual thing. You couldn't just do it like next week I need an extra trash can.
Yeah, they'd have to rent it for the year
or you can do special pickups,
Yeah.
for a small fee or whatever. They'll
Yeah.
come by and do the special. So.
Yeah, that's what we've done before.
So there are options. Like I said, TDS, outstanding group. What they do for the environment, the recycling stuff. I mean, we had the opportunity to go visit their facility and top notch, first class. I mean, great people, everything. But paying $35. I mean, paying this much more over 5 years. I mean, $250,000 is. I mean, it's significant enough to. It's like, hey, our current company. They're doing good.
It's a new pickup every year.
What's that?
It's a new pickup truck every year.
Just about. Just about.
Okay,
Yeah, no, but we still have to pay for the water tower improvements. That's going to be a lot of money. So yeah, the more we can streamline and save, looking forward, the better we'll be off financially. So.
So, Mr. President, I move the question. Move to vote.
All right. Let's vote. All in favor of Director Horton's motion? Motion carries 5-0. We've got, we've authorized the GM to finalize the contract with the public services.
I'll just throw in a quick congratulations to the board. I mean, the decision to go out and bid this, I mean, just helping the district streamline and save $250,000 in the process over 5 years. Kudos to the board, so I appreciate it.
Hey,
All
it was all you did was vote.
You did all the hard work.
Yeah, but
You did the hard work, Kevin.
without you,
Well,
Okay.
Well, you voted to terminate the contract first.
Thank you for your hard work.
That's my pleasure. So, okay, I'll move on to the general manager's report. Sage is officially done. They're out of here. I'm expecting some records tomorrow, so that the final record dump, and that'll be done with that. Our software is in place. We have all the addresses in the system, and we are actually ready to go out on an inspection. So, kind of looking forward to that.
Our team is actually going to do the inspection, the compliance drives.
Yeah, I am soliciting the help of our former general manager, since she lives in the district. She knows it very well. So yeah, I'm gonna have her helping us out for as long as she wants to, really. But yeah, she knows the district really well, and she might not like. She's gonna have to learn a little bit more technology because of the smart webs and the mobile app. But we'll get her through it, and that's
Not a
how
deal
we're starting
breaker is
out.
what you're saying.
I'm sorry.
It's not a deal breaker.
It's not a deal breaker, though. At least
Do we have a spare mobile device we can give her? that
we
will attach
we
to?
do. We
Okay,
do.
good.
Yeah. We have her old phone that it's still active, so it's like
There you go.
She's a smart kid. She'll figure it out.
she'll figure it out. And if she
Especially with
needs,
support of the nerd herd.
and if she needs a bigger screen, we have a
Well, I was
we
going to
have
say,
a tablet.
sometimes those.
You'll need to get her a t-shirt.
Nerd herd. That's funny. But yeah, the biggest things I had in here were the solid waste contract, and thank you. And we'll move forward to that. But other than that, I'm gonna pitch it over to Jeremiah to talk about what we're doing out in the system. So,
All right, Mr. Operator, what do you have?
So first off, we have, we actually spoke about this, I believe, 2 months ago, but we got a really good deal from AVR to purchase all the radios and the meters. So, got all of that knocked out, and thankfully they were willing to, house all of our inventory until we need it. So they're keeping it in their big warehouse. Purchases are all done. We can get them delivered as needed and at our pace. So that was nice to knock out. The whole pump station area is completed. We got all the radios, meters in, and we're getting about 92% communication coming from all the meters. We're still working out some of the devices that we can troubleshoot with. We're putting them in. Our guys are still a little new at it. Haven't got all of the tools in place to get it, to be able to go to the exact ones that aren't reading and give them a full, thorough investigation. But we are working on getting the devices we need to be able to finish that. Hopefully get closer to 100%. Still 92%, not bad as far as I'm concerned, especially for our first little pilot area. So we are now expanding outside of the pump station, and I'll just keep you guys posted probably every month on installs and percentage and how we're doing. From the beginning, we've talked about adding a second gateway because we're so far from the tower. So Hector and I will continue talking about it and seeing if that may be something we potentially need to look at to improve the signal coming from these
Where would you put it?
these bad areas at the pump station. Yeah. So if that's what it takes to get all of it, we'll see. We'll see as we go. But it is, beginning thoughts right now that we may need to go ahead and get another one, or at least consider it. Once we install a few more, we'll be able to get us a bigger scope if it's intermittent or if we get it, just from this area. So.
Jeremiah, excuse me, I had a little trouble hearing. Did you say you anticipate meter change out complete by the end of the year?
Oh, no.
Oh,
no,
sorry,
not
I
yet.
definitely
We
was
haven't-
hearing wrong. I'm like,
No.
what?
That was a dream.
Okay, sorry.
We're still playing with the installs a little
Okay,
bit.
sorry.
And then we'll eventually pick the pace we want, and that'll involve possibly extra staff. But I'm seeing how our guys, if we were to do it in the house, what the timeline will be, and
With the labor commitment, labor time.
Yeah, okay.
again, we're still kind of in the beginning of the process, letting them get up to speed and get a little bit better at it, and then I'll be able to hopefully have a good pace
So
set in stone by.
this might be an off-the-wall question or statement, but you have to be licensed to replace those meters. I mean,
You know,
Trained.
Yeah.
Hector, you and I had talked about internships,
Mm,
you know, and maybe that's a good, you know, you
Yeah.
can train them to do that and then send them out with somebody to you know, to learn how to do it.
yeah. Someone experienced and bring someone in to just,
Yeah.
especially since a lot of it, these old meters we've had in the ground, you know, or most of the replacement is cleaning the boxes out. So a good way to put some new blood and get them in the boxes, cleaning them out.
Because I know we connected with somebody from Round Rock High.
Mhm.
Yeah. But, I mean, I know that, I'm sure that there's, you know, like ACC has classes on plumbing and water and things like that you can approach too. You know, I mean, it's helping them and it's, you know, it'll give us a little less expensive labor.
Right.
Food for thought.
And get in with something that they can actually, you know,
Yeah, they can go out.
get
and
some
actually do
licenses
it.
and
Yeah.
get in the industry.
Give them a feel for what we do here at the mud.
Mhm.
We started that communication, but now that email chain is, I don't know how many hundreds of emails down the.
Oh,
down the
really?
list. It's, well,
You have
I
to
mean,
dig
as
it
far
back
as-
out.
As far as emails coming in and out through my inbox.
Through Round Rock,
Mhm.
through the high school.
I need to go back and look for it down again.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you know, I kind of started this. If you want to shoot me an email.
It should be easy enough to find.
Okay. I'm here. I'm happy to help if you need it, obviously. All right.
Sweet.
Sorry for that.
No worries.
Let's see here. Oh, next month, or actually next week or so, beginning of August, Round Rock is going to start another chlorine conversion. So we'll be going from chloramines to free chlorine again. That's because we're making that conversion. You're going to see us flushing a whole lot again. Probably going to be flipping the tower again. I see a lot of our movement out in the district. It wasn't that long ago we did it already, so we'll be hitting it again. And then you'll see the same. The flushing pretty much won't stop for a month. We flush when it comes in, and then when we convert back, we flush again. So you got to have 100% removal of the one for the other to work proper, for them not to clash well. A little bit of more of a pool smell in the water you can expect, but other than that, it'll be mainly us just flushing a lot, and hopefully not too many taste or odor issues. So should be back to normal by the beginning of September. I say back to normal, reconverting back to chloramines, and then however long it takes us to get it flushed out, and then back to normal in the system again. I guess it's kind of streets, kind of for our property right here behind our community center. They've cut and started removing curb, removing sidewalk, and getting ready to pour our driveway into the property that we had the meeting with Round Rock. So it looks like here pretty quick we'll have access to it. We can start improving that section of land and getting ready to put it to use. So
They made the cutout last week.
yeah.
What were we thinking of doing? Putting a shed up there, or you know, a building of some sort? Is it just for storage?
Currently,
Yeah.
it's
Yes, and yes.
space. Yeah. Currently, we use
Are
it
we gonna
as.
put a bathroom in there.
We should
Oh,
build a
what?
deer lease.
Wow, for you.
I'm just wondering if we're putting,
Wow.
if we're putting water and sewer in there. I mean, I don't know if it's necessary, if it's just a storage building.
Probably not. We might have little water station, portable water station or something, but
Aw.
probably not permanent. It's
Big
gonna be
water
more of a yard, lay down yard, and somewhere where we house like our base and sand and meter box dirt, stuff that we're pulling out, and same with if we ever have to dig in the road, we gotta have base and sand to recompact and everything. So kind of like just a piping yard, like a utility pipe yard. We really don't have everything we have is real proper, like our tower, and don't have a good spot except for here for the
Filling parts.
maintenance side of it.
Gotcha.
So you're gonna call this the you're gonna call this the Janie Miller Memorial Workyard? Is that? You know I'm
We are
kidding,
being
Janie.
boring.
I know you're watching. just joshing around with you.
So if I may kind of circle back, I don't want to extend the meeting any longer than we have to, but we did get some communication from the city of Round Rock and basically saying, hey, our billing system had a little hiccup and we didn't charge you your actual water rate. They reverted back to our old rate. So now they're trying to come back and back bill us for $27,000 that, water that we used. So we're in negotiations right now. I've told them that, they need to have some skin in the game. And basically, it's like, it was their error. It's like, why should we have to?
You already cut the check.
Yeah. Well, no, not for the 27,000. So
No, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're in negotiation right now. They seem like they're pretty good about it. They're looks like they're willing to, come down at least a little bit. I told them, I was like, I gotta have something to bring to my board because just a flat out, just kind of lean over and it's like, okay, we'll give you what you want. It's like that didn't sit well easy with me, but like I said, they're a great group of folks and they seem like they're willing to work with us, especially since a lot of that water went down on the ground for flushing because of line breaks and chloramine swap. Yeah.
Mhm.
So that was the big part of the conversation. Is like, you're going to charge me for water that I had to put on the ground because of something that we had
Out
no
of our
control over.
control, yeah.
So yeah, well, I'm waiting to hear back from them. Hopefully this week. That's one of the small reasons. Today was the bigger reason for not having met with the budget committee. But I do have a draft budget if anybody would like to see it and take it home and read it and make comments on it or whatever. I've got some copies here, but later this week, maybe next week, we can get together with the committee and just go over. And I spoke with Zach and said passing the budget and everything we need to do next month. We're still on track, so it shouldn't be too concerning as far as timelines are concerned. So, but anyway, just wanted to keep the board informed on that one. So they did go up by 10.8% per year on our water rates for the next 3 years, and unfortunately, we're having to pay for 5 districts that decide to sue the city of Round Rock because they didn't like the rates. So these next 3 years, we're going to be paying for 5 years worth of increases instead of the simple 3. But that's the Public Utilities Commission kind of ties their hands. Is like, well, we can't charge just those 5 MUDs for $5 million. I think it's like $5 or $10 million worth of attorney's fees and stuff. So they're eating a lot. So, and we're just unfortunately victims of that process that other MUDs decided they wanted to. And the MUD's not gaining anything. They actually lost. It's their rate setters or their rate folks that are convincing the board. It's like, yeah, let's go sue them. Let's go elongate the process and let's keep on collecting fees from these MUDs that I don't agree with, but that's, we have no control over that. Just wanted to keep the board informed about that. Then going back to parks, we're doing some tree trimming at Hilton Meadows. We're gonna have them come and do some tree trimming here. And we're gonna start doing some maintenance at the parks pavilions as well. We're gonna start staining, washing the roofs and stuff. So just to keep the district at that nice, good-looking, well-operated system that we are. So that's it. That's all I have, unless you have any questions for me. Or Jeremiah.
How's that new truck?
Very nice. Thank you. Thank you for that. That's
Speaking of the truck, you may have noticed in your packet, it was listed as a Nissan Frontier in the scheduled payment stuff. It's not a second truck. It's one vehicle. It's not the Frontier. It's the Tahoe.
It is a Tahoe.
Yeah.
We'll give you that.
Thank you. Yeah.
I'm
it's just-
curious about the color though.
Oh,
Are they kind of blacked out? I
Looks kind
mean,
of tactical, doesn't it?
like,
For deed enforcement.
They,
for deed, okay.
it was either order it and wait for about 9 weeks, or we have this one here that you can take as soon as we get the plates on it. So like,
So no pink Tahoe.
no,
You
you
got the
He didn't get the one he wanted. Next one off the line.
pearly white or something.
And throw in the 18-inch off-road, that's good.
What color is my kids? I'm sorry,
Is that black one?
black.
Oh, it's the,
The one right. It's parked back a little bit more. So
yeah, okay.
Nice vehicle.
So you just have to get a brighter Fern Bluff sign to put on the side.
Yeah, it's a nice vehicle.
yes, it is.
Nice vehicle, not an ice. It's a nice vehicle.
Pretty.
Yes, nice vehicle.
Yes.
Not to be mistaken with a nice vehicle.
It takes a little bit getting used to because everything is electronic. We're not used to it, coming from a heavy duty pickup truck. But I'm getting used to it. Getting used to it. Thank you, bro.
Very good.
That's it. That's all I got.
That's it. Okay. Let's jump to roads committee. Do we have anything from roads committee? Any news of road construction activities? No?
Do we have any idea about when this is opening?
Late September-ish.
They just keep pushing it back.
They listed it in the impact. I thought it was like,
said
it's like, yeah, fall.
They push it again.
Well,
Fall
it just said,
is what they,
that's
last
what
time,
they said.
last thing I read in print said fall.
Yeah.
Getting more and more.
Not
Rich,
this
have you got to see the back what the sidewalk's gonna look like connecting there?
Down at Harryman?
Yeah, there's only so far
Yeah.
I've gotten in
Yeah,
there
it
with the mule.
looks pretty cool.
Does it look good?
Yeah, it looks like they'll do a little berm treatment on the upside of that walkway with a drain to keep water from coming and washing that out. And there's a drain on the downhill side of it too.
Okay.
Uh,
That was
yeah,
that was
I-
gonna be one of the good things we got out of it. It was a nice connected trail
Yeah.
there to the.
Yeah, and then from the road to, looks like they just for that transition from the existing sidewalk down to where the new,
Oh,
path, the
to the
concrete
road
path down
sidewalk.
to-
Okay.
down to
Down here.
Harryman Road. Yeah, so whether you're on the Legacy Path or the Wyoming Springs sidewalk, you'll have a connector to the slide slope down to the regional trail.
Okay.
On the topic of roads, I had a question. I was talking to a neighbor the other day. Years ago, we talked about this before, when we got our chip seal treatment through parts of the district. Are there people at the county roads department, so we can talk to or see about getting on the road map for some time, getting the roads in our neighborhoods paved decently? Rather than that botched, sorry, I already said it, the botched chip seal job that was performed to our benefit a decade or so ago.
It'll have to be a conversation with our county commissioner. So
Okay.
I'm gonna open that.
So they hadn't done your area recently?
No.
Because earlier this year, last year, or late last year, they did Oak Road.
So, yeah,
They
I know
do.
certainly my street looks the same
Oh,
as it
it's-
did a decade ago.
I mean, ours look pretty
Yeah.
bad too, but
Yeah, I
if you
mean,
go on their website, they had a list of what the various places where they were doing the chip seal. I don't know if you're on that list at all, but.
they're resistant right now. I still go to commissioners court meetings and it comes up a lot. And they've tried to insinuate that MUDs should take over their own roads. And so I said, well, we can't maintain our roads because we don't own them. And they're like, oh, well, there's a way that you can get around that TCQ. And I'm like, yeah, well, MUDs don't want to. So they seem to think they can force us to, because that's what they're doing in Gerald right now.
They wanted to for a while. They've been pushing this for years.
They are by definition county roads. We
Yeah.
are in the county, we're not in the
That's
city, it's a
correct.
county road.
Yeah,
It is not a district road.
Essentially,
they're pushing back.
they want us to maintain them. They want to give up their tax portion of their tax rate to pay for it. So, yeah. It's a non-starter in my opinion.
But it is, and throughout, I mean, of course, you're in the district all the time. There's roads where it's just white because,
Mhm.
you know,
Do you have any idea how much it would cost to resurface our roads at an acceptable level in our mud?
You're lying.
Well, like if we were going to ask the county, like, all right, you want us to do it, we'll do it, but give us, yeah, like you said, give us our tax dollars back to do it. Like, how much would we need?
I can put some numbers together
I like that.
It'd be a couple million.
at least.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Her face.
It would probably wipe out our reserve.
Yeah. Oh, it'd be well over.
That's not an affordable.
Because I would want to know what they're paying for the chip and seal versus what it would take to get it back the way it was before. What's the differential?
So there's a lot more labor in a rejuvenation because they've got to go and drill up or grind up the top layer, sweep and clean it, prep it, and then lay down your new lift of asphalt. It's,
Yeah.
So
I don't know the
it's not-
exact-
They've really done a
So-
great job on
So, and the problem's not necessarily with chip seal. It was just the way and the timing of when that chip seal job was done. The emulsion didn't break properly and bind with the aggregate spread on top of it. So you got aggregate that remained loose, not adhered to the existing layer. So basically, you have black gravel that got picked up and spun around. And
It's gotten better. At least they did my street. I mean, you're still a little loose, but I don't know about where your street, George. But
you know, on
it's better.
it,
It's
it,
better
it
than
can
the
get
last time.
yeah, it can get knocked loose. It seems better since the last time they treated it, but it's not the same. I mean, you know, you see kids like skateboard and you know, the bendable ones, I forget what they're called. Use those boards. Ripsticks.
that's all the kids call it.
Yeah, the ripstick.
Yeah.
Those. You know, you'd see them using it before they did the chip and seal. It's untenable to use those types of.
So just for reference, we have approximately 19 miles of water line. So it's safe to assume that the amount of road, I mean, all the water lines run under the road. So
Okay.
it'd be about 19 miles of
Wow.
paving. So
Good
Oh, so,
benchmark.
okay. So it'd be
a bunch.
possible to figure out an estimate based on
Mhm.
that number. Okay.
ouch. On to the next headache.
Mhm.
But all good.
Don't spend a lot of time on that, but I'm just
Yeah. No, I mean, that's.
you know,
So
but
curious.
if we want to
Calls.
you know get a committee of the board together to approach the commissioners, we can always do that.
We want to do that. It'd probably be good to reach out to the OA directors through the district, Stone Canyon, and Oak Brooks too. See if they probably want to send some of their people to participate in those conversations.
I'm sure we can find some vocal people. We don't like it, even though it's better than last time, but still don't.
I know a young lady just retired. Might be willing to- Love you, Janie.
Very good. All right. I guess that does it for roads. Budget committee. Director Barnes, do you have anything? We need to get together though.
Yeah, first thing is probably, we're gonna set a meeting probably sometime next week or two to get together and kind of finalize the budget to bring to the board. But just kind of general stuff. So our monthly income for June was 243,627. We had 739,955 worth of expenses, which puts us for the month at a deficit of 496,328. But that was primarily due to capital outlay, which I'm assuming has to do with water meters primarily, which already approved. However, year to date, our income is at about 4.068 million. Expenses at 3.388 million, giving us a surplus of about 680,333.03. for year to date, which is going to take us into the next budget year very, very nicely. But other than that, other than having a budget to present by next meeting, that's all I've got.
Mr. GM, we have preliminary figures on property value assessments.
We do. That number came down by about 2%, 2.5%.
Okay, so that will affect our budgeting.
That will definitely affect our budgeting. What my focus is on this one is, I'm almost afraid to say it, you might throw something at me, is I don't want to get to a point where we raise taxes. I mean, this draft budget includes no increase in taxes whatsoever. But there's no decrease in tax. So I know we've been on a pretty good roll about coming down, but with all these vendors in the city and it's getting quite difficult to bring that tax rate down. I am looking at doing close to $1 million pulling out of the reserve fund to bring us up to a net zero budget. However, a lot of that money won't be spent. Is basically just designating it for an upcoming very large expense that we'll have with redoing our water tower. So you have to take it down completely. They're going to strip it down, repaint it. So that's going to be darn near $750,000. So I'm trying to allocate some monies to put away for that large expense because we know it's coming. So may as well.
Plus, we're going to have increased water rates as well.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So,
How do we handle not having the water tower?
we'll just rely on City of Round Rock's water towers and flow it off of their system.
So it's not an absolute necessity, but it's something we need, but
We
don't
need
know
it
about it for a while.
for fire protection and, fire flow. If there's a fire or something, we have that reserve in the tower. So
We
That's
used
the
that
thing.
during the ice storm. We used a bunch of the water
Yeah.
tower
Mhm.
reserve. So we need that there.
and
Oh, yeah.
It's emergency capacity.
I'm just curious.
the floods of July 4th last year, city actually cut us off and we were floating off the water tower for a little bit. So
Mhm.
it's very
Because
very
they silt in the
convenient.
water.
Mhm.
Well, they cut us
They
off
shut off
because
all
the flooding actually came within inches of their control panels at the raw water pump station. So
It's shut them down,
they had to shut them down.
otherwise it's.
Yeah.
Wow.
Got it.
So praise God that, and it came really close, but that's where it stopped and started receding. So
If we had to do that again where we got cut off, how long would that last for the district?
depending on time of year, summertime, half a day, maybe.
Yeah, summertime a day and a half.
Yeah, winter time
Day.
is a day and a half.
Just we get up to
So, I mean, if that happened, I assume we'd have to tell everybody no watering, and that would just household.
No, that's Brushy Creek help us out. So
Yeah.
that's we talk
Yeah,
about
but we're
these
cut off.
relationships. No, Brushy Creek actually has
They
their
have their
own.
own tower.
They have their own intakes. They have their own treatment facility and everything. So they don't rely on Ron Rock for water.
Oh, gotcha, but we do have
And
that.
we do have an interconnection with them. So
we ended up doing a day on
Yeah,
our tower and then
and,
Brushy Creek after.
Okay.
I mean, it shows you how vulnerable the whole system is. If multiple nodes start failing, that can cause a lot of problems in a hurry.
So I'll bring this conversation. I think we've had this conversation before, but we're in talks with Brushy Creek right now. The only supply line that we have going to Oak Brook is that 12-inch line that goes along Great Oaks, Harryman,
And then
and then up. So there's two lines that come off of that main line. That scares me because if we have a break in that 12-inch line, all of Oak Brook is
500 homes go.
done.
Mhm.
That's the kind of stuff that keeps me up at night. So we're talking to Brushy Creek about doing a possible interconnect with their system
To get some
along
redundancy.
Hillside. Yeah, to get some redundancy. So that may happen next year. They're still doing their water study and make sure that they can provide us a certain amount of water, whatever. But my thought is as long as it's more than 0, actually 20 PSI, we're good. Under emergency, we can operate at a low flow rate, implement conservation, and, you can still flush your toilets, you can still take a shower and stuff like that. So, but yeah, that's, the little things that we're working on in the background is trying to, get that connection to Brushy Creek. Maybe more expensive if we have to use it, but in emergency, it is what it is. So,
We're continuing to service our clients, our customers, so.
It's
Probably
just a
good.
resiliency,
Yeah,
trying to keep the district protected. So,
well, I appreciate that, since I live there.
yes, sir.
Excellent.
I agree.
Okay, I think that does it for budget.
Mhm.
District Community Center Committee, do we have anything?
Nope. Following along with parks maintenance, we're accepting some quotes to take care of the roof and the pergolas and just do standard maintenance on them and try to keep them up. I paid a lot of money for them, so just trying to keep them stained and just well protected. So that's it.
All right, Deed Restriction Committee, Director
All
Horton.
quiet on the western front.
Hallelujah for that. Security Committee, Director Barnes, you got anything?
My only question is, do we have a contract up with the sheriff's department anytime soon, or?
I thought we just gave them a
We
raise
just- we
last month.
just for their vehicles.
Oh, for the vehicles, that's
So
right.
they're
Well, as far as like the hours that we're asking,
I haven't heard anything from
Okay.
Sheriff's Department. I'll reach out to them just to make sure that like I said, their vehicles are going up. We accounted for that in the draft budget, but not hourly. I haven't done that yet.
because I mean, the reason why I asked is that I don't know if we want to consider having additional patrol hours, because I am seeing some, and it could just be time of year, it's summer, kids are bored,
Mhm.
whatever. I am seeing some stuff on social media about some cars being broken into. Saw something this morning that somebody took a bunch of stuff out of somebody's garage, but at the same time, the garage was left open. So, I mean, I don't know.
In our
Like I
mud?
said,
In our mud?
Yeah.
Wow.
But other than that, I really don't have anything.
So budget-wise, I think we're doing really good in that line item. If necessary, we could probably add on a few more hours or something just to target these areas. I mean, I'm sure they're receiving phone calls as well. So
Yeah.
Perhaps we can do a targeted kind of patrol or something.
We're at 120 hours a month right now.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's keep an eye on that one for the future.
Okay.
Communications Committee, Director Smith, do you have anything?
Well, we had talked a little bit about putting out something regarding the chlorine flush, and that there's going to be more flushing. We talked a little bit about, letting folks know about the trash contract. And I'm thinking, since we don't have all the details, the main thing is we can let folks know that we're keeping, Republic, that we are going to, we're working to make sure that the services is as close to what we get as we already have. We can talk now about the fact that they're going to have the on-demand twice a year bulk pickup. And then any other details on that, we can publish at a later date.
And then the scheduled bulk pickups will go away, the twice a year scheduled ones.
And the schedule ones
Those
will
will
go
go
away
right?
in lieu of the
On demand.
Call them and they'll come pick it up for you.
Okay.
Also, I can't remember, did we already put something out on the backflow prevention tips and hints? I had that on my list, but, and MS4 and how to turn off water if a pipe bursts. I had those on the list. I can't remember if we did.
I haven't seen that in
Those
the
make the
newsletter out yet.
Yeah, so I don't know if that's something you want to put out there as for tips and hints and
Yeah.
something of general interest to folks. So what I'll do is, of course, I'll put a draft together with some of these items and I'll let you guys fill them in.
Okay.
I'll do what I can and I'll let you guys fill it in and you can publish it when you're ready.
Okay.
So that's my report.
Excellent. Great update. Thank you for your efforts. Much appreciated. Next up, we've got legal with ongoing litigation. Do we need to go into executive session for this one?
Briefly, Mr. President.
Very good. All right. At this time, the time is 7:26. The board will convene in executive session. Chapter 551 of the Texas Government Code, Texas Open Meetings Act authorizes the board to convene in executive session for certain reasons, among others, to receive legal advice from its attorney, section 551.071, which we will do right now. Time noted, 7:26. The board is now in executive session.